right, so I hope you can see my screen. You see it's saying your mic is not working, so I don't know what's wrong. I've tried to rectify it. The mic is on, everything is working, but I still don't know why it's not working. So so let's just continue. So I don't know if I'm using Vagrant, it's going to waste time. So my sandbox is not working as well. So I'll just connect sandbox via SSH. Okay. So I'll have, if I go to webtime, for example, now you see it's not bringing that route where I can access commands and all that. Okay. So another way is to use this method to connect on this one. So let me use the SSH. So if you just click on the SSH, it's going to copy it and go to your command prompt, paste it. Okay, this is what I copied, and then press enter, and then it's going to ask you for a password. Okay, so the password is here. Just come here, click on this place. It's going to copy it. Okay, and go back and paste it. When you paste it, it's going to appear invisible. Okay, just to make sure no one is peeping to snap it or capture it or memorize your password, and press enter. And then when you do that, you see I have my let me increase the what's it called, the size. Okay, so I have my normal terminal, web terminal that I will get from ALX, and I can access my commands. So let me increase it a bit more. Okay, let's. I was making one tutorial, so I created some directories. So let me just remove those directories. I think this SSH and SFTP. That's it, SFTP. So remove SSH and SFTP. Remove cannot remove SFTP. Is the directory. Okay, sorry.
RMDIR.
Directory. Thank you. I thought it was remove directory that was doing. So remember that if it's because it's empty. If it's not empty, I can just do remove. Who is this? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me? Am I back?
We can hear you. We can hear
you. Okay. Someone was calling me, so it disrupted the network. So I can do remove -r, and this one should work. Okay, so clear and ls. Okay, so back to ALX. So let me just open the shell permission tab, projects, and where is it? Should be around here, right? Shell permission, shell navigation, shell permission should be here. Who's this? Hello? Hello? Sorry guys, I had to pick that call. Yeah, so shell base permission. Okay, so on shell basics, you should know that when we do, let me go into the root. I think I have much more files inside the root. So when you do ls-l, okay, so we all know that this D right here in front of the file is showing that this is a directory. So directories are the ones that starts with D, and then the dash shows that it is a file, and then there are some that you see L. Okay, for that one it means it's a symbolic link. So let me just create symbolic link here. To create symbolic link, you do ln/s, and then let's say link to, okay, let's say for Facebook. Okay. Let me clear the screen. Okay. ls dash tab. Who is that? I'm so sorry. This person just keeps on calling. I have to put my phone on do not disturb. So it's kind of, okay. It's on do not disturb. All right. So like I was saying, I just created a symbolic link, and you can see this one is having. Who is this? Okay, let us into the meeting. Oh, okay. Hello, can you guys hear me? Because I can see my screen is frozen. Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. I think it's people that wanted to join that were asking. They were calling me to allow them insight into the meeting. All right. Let me just send the message. Okay. So, can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Or is it frozen? Hello, can you guys see my screen?
We can see your screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
So I just created this symbolic link, right? So as you saw the command I used, and symbolic link are just okay. Does anyone have idea what symbolic link is? So if someone has, then person should. Anyone? No one?
I don't.
Okay.
Please, can you please elaborate?
All right. So as you can see
I don't know
that
if you
this
can do
yeah.
it again because your screen was kind of
Okay.
frozen when you
Yeah,
were there.
and also again, you just let me in, so I wasn't following from beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. So let me remove. Okay, let me add a symbolic link. So L to create a symbolic link, I said LN/L. Okay, let me use my old command. Okay, so symbolic link are just like the shortcut app on your desktop. Okay, so if you would know that the shortcut is not the real app, it's just pointing to the real app in the sense that when you click on that shortcut icon, okay, is someone raising hands? Okay, you can talk. Who is raising hand? What's your question? Is someone raising hand? Person should talk.
Maybe it was a
Okay.
mistake.
You said? Okay, mistake. All right. So as I was saying, see the symbolic link like your shortcut app on your desktop. Okay. So when you double tap on your shortcut, it directs you to the real app. So what this stuff is doing is that this is the real app. This 4 is the real app. Okay. So the Facebook is the shortcut. Okay. And then so when you click on this Facebook, it will direct you to this 4 file. Okay, so the Facebook is just pointing to the, as you can see, there's a arrow showing that it is pointing to 4. So 4 is the real. So this one is just a link to this file. So you are creating a link to a file, like a shortcut to a file. So when you click on that Facebook, it directs you to the 4 file. I think it will have made sense if I do I want to create a symbolic link for Facebook. Then the shortcut should be for Facebook. For Facebook. Okay. So So when I press enter, let me clear my screen, and ls-l, then you see I've created a symbolic link for the Facebook app, and then the shortcut I gave it is for face. And then when I click on this for face, it will direct me to the Facebook app. So it's just a link, like a shortcut to this Facebook app. They call it a link to a pointer to Facebook app. It is pointing to that particular file. So I don't know if you have any question regarding to that. No, right? Okay. So far we have the D standing for directory. So when you see a file, when you do the long list and you see the D stands for the type of file, a directory. Okay. The L, symbolic link, and then the dash is showing that it's a file. And as you can see, the colors are different. Symbolic link are red, the folders are which is directory are blue, and then the files are white. Okay, so that's basically it. So for share permission, I'll just is basically navigating through all this thing, understanding everything on this list. Okay, so this right here is the time in which your file is being modified. So you have today's date is June 10. As you can see, the two symbolic link I created now is having the date June 10, and then this is the time. I don't know which time this one is using, but as you can see, 10:18 and 10:23 is just, I created this one before this one, and then the time looks almost the same thing. And so this one is the size, okay, the size of that file. Okay, so this one is in bytes. Okay, so this one is 113 bytes. As you can see, it's a directory and it contains so many files. So that's why it is large. 130 bytes is not that large, as you would know. So this one is 3 bytes. As you can see, that it's just it's a link, and it's not containing much. New school contains no data, so it is just 0 bytes. Okay, and then 13 school should, I think this one contains something. That is why it's 13. Let us cut that school. Cut school. You see, it contains hello school. That's why the size is actually 13. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think probably there's one extra. So majorly, one character is 1 byte. Okay, so so that's why they give it 13. Anyway, so this one is 6 bytes, and then this one is 0 bytes. So I hope you understand all this side to this side. So we need to just go to this one. So do you have any questions so far?
I don't know if you can just another brief summary again. I didn't
Okay.
start from the beginning.
All right, let me just admit the new people.
Yeah.
Admit. All right. So back to this. So what I've said so far, I'll just please kindly mute yourself. Please kindly mute yourself. William, please kindly mute yourself. All right, thank you. So I'll just quickly recap. There's still someone who hasn't muted himself. Just quickly check. Okay, so this. Okay, we are good. Okay, so I'll just quickly recap and let's see. So I said, if you check, I'm already in my root. I connected my web terminal. When I started, I connected my web terminal to my command prompt. So everything I will have on my ALX web terminal, I will be having it on my command prompt. And anything I had from my command prompt will be showing on my ALX web terminal. So I connected it via SSH, which I did. All I did is copy the SSH. Let me just go back. So what I did was Let me go back there. Okay, so I copied this SSH code. You see it right throat copied. So I copied it, pasted it on my command prompt, and then press enter. And then it asked me for password, and then I copied this password as well. As you can see, it has written copied, and I pasted it as the password, and then it opened this root. Okay, so let me see it out. So I listed it, and then I have all the stuff I will have on ALX number. So I went to my root directory, okay, by doing cd roots. Please kindly mute yourself, Chidi. Okay, cd roots. Let me clear it. So I'm on my root directory because I want to access enough files, and I have enough files there. So I did a long list for all the files inside my root directory. Okay, so I had Emacs, VI. All these are directories. Okay, so I said when you do ls-l in long format, the first letter here would show what type of file those contents are. So as you can see, this one is having D, showing that it is a directory. This one also is having D, showing that it's a directory, and you can see the colors are the same, they are blue. So all the blue ones, you see that they start with D. Okay, and then the white ones are files, okay, and they start with dash. Okay, and then the red ones are symbolic link. So I explained what symbolic link are, and I was the one that created these two symbolic link. And I said to create a symbolic link, all you need to do is do ln/s, showing that you are creating a link which is symbolic, okay, and you are creating it for a file called, okay, my file, okay, and then you want something to point to this my file. So what do you want to point? Let's say point to my file. So point, and then let's enter, and then let me clear it. So I'll explain that code to you now. ls-n-l. Okay. So as you can see now, we've created another symbolic link, and I said symbolic link is like your shortcut on your computer. Let me just see. People are still trying to join, so I can accept them. Okay, nobody for now. So I said symbolic link are like your shortcuts on your computer. When the shortcut icon is not the real application, but when you click on that shortcut, it will direct you to the application. So symbolic link is doing the same job. It is directing you. So look at this point, my file now. It is pointing to that your file. So this point is the shortcut that you created. When you click on it, it will open my file. Okay, it is not open point. It is not opening point. It is opening my file. So point my file will when you this point would open this my file. When you open this point, it will direct you to my file. So it is pointing to my file. Okay, so they call it a symbolic link because it is linking you to my file. As you can see, there's an arrow showing that it is pointing, and all symbolic link will start with L. Okay, as you can see there, it starts with L. So, and I explained this role, or this colon rather. Okay, so I said this is the time you modified or created that particular file. And as you can see, all this symbolic link, and this is the dates. Okay, so this is June 10, which I created this just now when we started, June 10 as well. And also, where is this one? June 10 as well. Okay, so, and then the time, I created this one first, 10:18. I created this one second, 10:23. And I created this one just now, which is 10:31. Okay, so I created this 7 minutes after. Okay, so this is the date and the time it's being modified or created. Okay, so I then said this is the size of that particular file or directory. So as you can see, Sokol is 0 bytes, showing that there's nothing inside Sokol. If I just try to see what is inside Sokol now, okay, you see that there's nothing inside. my school is amazing is 6 bytes, um, which is a directory. This file school is 13 bytes, showing that there's something inside. So if I cut school now, okay, you see that I have hello school inside. This is the symbolic link, which is 6 bytes. This is 0. It shows that there's nothing inside. So this is 8 bytes. This is 135 bytes, 135 bytes, 113 bytes, and 113 bytes. So do we understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we are left with this, right? So we've explained what the first letter or symbol means on this. So a particular file, okay, every file or directories would have the owner of that file. It will have group of people that have access to that, and then other people. So please, can you kindly mute yourself, Labi? Mr. Labi, can you mute yourself? Okay, thank you. All right. So we have the owner, the group, and other. Okay. So this particular file is not showing us much. It's not showing us the information of the order. It's only showing us this first one, and this second one is for owner and group. Okay, the owner's name and the group's name. Okay, and then there's supposed to be one extra one. I think there's a command to actually list that, but I can't remember. So there's another command to list who are the other people that have access to the particular file. Okay, so for now we have the owner and the group. Okay, so the owner of this particular directory, as you know, I'm inside my root directory, right? So the owner is root, and the group of people that have access to it is still root. Okay, so root is the owner, root is this is just the name of person. It's just like on your computer, right? You would know that on this PC, for example, 3 different people can have access, can be using it with different profile. For example, I can log in I can create my own kind of profile on this computer. I think there's something like that here. Let me just try and check. Okay. Let me see. Okay, can you see? I have 3 profile. Okay, so I can switch between this profile. I have one called D-model management. I have one called purity properties. Okay, and the one I'm currently in. So I can switch in between those profile. Okay, and those are the owners. So when I enter that purity property, I'm into another user. Okay, so these are different users of that particular PC. So that user would have another kind of files inside their computer. Okay, so it's like different people having access to a computer with different files. So right now I'll have access to my own files. When the person enters into his own account, the person will have access to his own files. So right now this root account is having access to all these files. Okay, so another person, you can switch to another person. Okay, you can switch the user. Okay, so okay, so I think that's on that. So this is the user, and then this is the other people that have access to that particular file on the user. So okay, so let's talk about.
Please, are you accessing it from your terminal, from your sandbox? Sorry, where you paste the link? Is it on your?
I'm using my terminal, my normal terminal, my command prompt, but I'm using the sandbox. It's like it's as if I downloaded the sandbox on my what's it called, command prompt, and I'm accessing the sandbox on my command prompt. So I showed how I did it from the beginning. Okay, so someone is raising their hands. You can talk.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand what tax this whole thing is for because we joined later. I don't know if we
Yeah,
went
shell
through the
permission.
question. Okay.
Yeah.
Which of them? I think there are a couple.
No, we haven't started tax. I'm just explaining generally.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Thanks.
all right. So, we have the user, and then this is the group, right? So, let me just explain this one, and this one is the major part, right? This RWX is the major part, and what you need to understand. Okay. So, you should know that we have. Okay. If you have D, it means it's a directory. Okay. So, apart from D, we'll have RWX, we have another RWX, we have another RWX. Okay, so if you look at it, the R stands for read, okay, the W stands for write, the X stands for execute. Okay, so you have D showing that it's a directory. If it is L, it shows that it is a symbolic link. If it is dash, it shows that it is a file. Okay, so we've settled the first one. So we'll now have 9 other character, okay, which is read, write, execute. Read means okay, so let's start from here. So as you can see, this one has RWX, the first one, okay, and then another R but no W, and then another X, and then another R, and then no W, and then another X. And look at this one, it has everything. RWX, RWX, RWX. Okay, so this first RWX, okay, is for the user, the owner of that file. Okay, the second RWX is for the group of people, and then the last RWX is for other users, okay, of that file. Okay, so it's saying that if you see that, okay, for example, you see RWX dash 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 space dash dash dash, okay, it means that the owner of the file can read that file. That's, I can read what is inside. For example, I can read what is inside this school file. Okay, so when I see this R at the beginning, it means that if I'm the owner, if I'm this root over here, right, this root over here, this root over here, okay, let's say for this file, let's say we are doing for this file, if I'm this root over here, I can read, because I'm the owner or the user, I can read this what is inside this file. I can write into this file. Okay, I can use VI and then write inside this school file. Okay, and then I can execute it. It means if this school is an executable file, we did executable file is one of the files that you did in shell basics, where you did your shebang and then bin bash, and then you gave it an executable right to make it executable, and then when you run that file, it will do something. Okay, executable file are the ones where you run in order for them to perform a specific task, or you see what they can do. Okay, so it means that user can read it, can write it, and can execute it. So the user has the permission to read it, to write it. That's where the shell permission comes in. So the user has the permission to read, to write, and execute that particular file. Okay, so the second one is as you can see, dash 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 is showing that this other person, which is the group of people, does not have permission. So if the person tries to read what is inside this file, it will tell the person that you cannot read it because you don't have permission to read it. If the person tries to write inside this file, it will not open. It will tell the person you don't have the right to write inside it. And if the person tries to execute it, let's say it's now an executable file, and the person wants to run it to see what this school does. Okay, let's say this school is an antivirus, okay, and you want to open it and run it so that it can destroy all the viruses on your laptop, or all the Trojan on your laptop. Okay, so it will not run if I'm logged in as this group. Okay, if others to try to read it, they will not be able to see the content. If they try to write inside it, they will not be able to write, and if they try to execute, they will not be able to execute. Okay, so let me see. So so now if we have R only for this group of people, okay, so if the group only has R permission, it means that they can only read what is inside the file. They cannot write into it. They cannot write. Okay, they cannot write and they cannot execute it. Okay, so if they have R and they don't have W, it means that they can read the content of that file and execute it, but they cannot change what is inside. They cannot edit that particular file. Okay, they cannot edit this school file. They can't edit this school file, but they can only read and then execute it. They can't write into it. Okay, and then if these orders as let's say this one has W, okay, it means this person, these other people can only write inside they are the editor. They can only edit the file. They cannot read it. They cannot see what is inside. They can't read it and they can't execute that particular file. Sorry. Okay. So do you understand this? So I can go to the next stage. Stay on this read, write, execute.
Yes.
Okay, good. So basically that's that, and let's go to the next stage. So I think I should have a notepad or something where I can write, where I can do the calculation for you. Okay, good. So we have, let me write it. Read. Okay, we have D. Read, write, execute. Read, write, execute. Read, write, execute. We could have the dash. Let me just copy this. Okay, and we could have the symbolic link. Okay. Okay. So this one shows that okay, let me just. So this is the user or owner. This is the group. And the third one is the others. Okay, others permission. So the user or the owner. Okay, so the owner has the permission to read, to write, and to execute it. Okay, so we could also represent this with decimal numbers. Okay, so in that case, you see this read. So this read, write, execute. Let me remove this one and put dash. Put dash here. Okay. So anytime it is filled, when it is filled, we represent it with 1. And when it is not, we represent it with 0. So read is filled, we put 1. W is filled, we put 1. The execute is not filled, so we'll put 0. Okay. And then this one will be 0, 0, 0. And then this one will be what? Who can help me with this one?
101.
101. So all these are just binary numbers. Okay. So there's a small math inside. So it means that the owner of the file has the permission to read. The owner can only read and write. Okay. The owner cannot execute it. The group of people cannot read, they cannot write, they cannot execute it. And then the others can read, they can't write, but they can
Right.
execute as well, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a binary number, and we'll convert it to decimal. Okay. So you have to know how to convert or just memorize the numbers. So to convert 110, you convert it separately. 110 is 000 in binary is 0, right? So if you have all the possible combinations you can have, 000, 001 is 010, right?
Yes.
011, 100, right? 101, 111, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you convert it to, I'll show you how it's being converted to. It's just basic maths. 0. This one is 1.
So 110.
Oh, do we have 110?
Yes.
Where should that be? 101. I think it should be here.
After 101, yes.
Before 111. Yes.
Sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this one is gotten by saying converting it. Binary is in base 2, so it will be 0 times 2 raised to power. Okay, let's do 0 times 2 plus, sorry, plus 0 times 2 plus 0 times 2 plus, and then this one is going to be raised to power what? Who can help me? Does anybody knows?
Power 0.
Power 0 raised to power 1, right?
1. Yeah.
And then this one
And
will be raised to power 2. So when you do 2 raised to power 2 is what?
4.
4. So when you do 4 times 0, it's still going to give you 0. Okay. And then anything times 0 is 0. But 2 raised to power 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus 0. Sorry. 0 plus 0. And then 2 raised to power 0 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 plus 0. And then your answer will still be 0. So that's how this one is being converted. So let me copy this. Okay. So for this one, we have 0, 0, and this place is 1. Right? So it will be 0 times 2, 0 times 2, 0, 1 times 2, and then raised to 0, raised to 1, raised to 2. So if you do this one, you have 2 raised to 2 is 4. 4 times 0 is 0. This one is 2 raised to 2 is 2 raised to 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is still 0. Please can you mute yourself? Sorry. And then 2 raised to 0 is 1. 1 times 1, you have 1. So the final answer will be 1. So if you continue like that, you'll be able to get all this. Okay. So back to this. And so 110 would be 6, right? And then 000 will be what? Will be 0. And 101 would be Where is it? 101. 101 should be
5.
5. Thank you. Okay, so we have 605. So if I give a particular file, let's say there's a file called my file. Okay, we have user root, okay, okay, and then okay. So for example, look at this. Let me put this show dash. So this is showing that this is a file, right? And then this file, the user has the permission to read, to write, and does not have permission to execute. The group does not have the permission to do anything, while the others have permission to read, they don't have permission to write, and they have permission to execute. Okay, so if I give this particular file 605, it means it literally means this, because 6 means when you go here, it means 110, which is read, write, and don't execute. 0 means don't read, don't write, don't execute, and the 5 means read, don't write, and then execute. So I don't know if you understand this. If you have any question, let me know, and then we'll move on.
Yes, I have a question. Yes.
That's all.
Can you please dive deeper into executing? Like, what does it really mean?
Okay, what does executing mean?
Yes.
Okay, like I said, okay, executing is just when you open your, I want to explain it in a very simple way, like opening an application in order for it to run. You understand?
Yes,
read means you can read, like right now I'm reading all the content, right? I can read all this stuff. I can read it. Okay, so it means that the owner, as for this one, the owner can read, and who else can read? Others can read. But if I'm logged in as the group, I will not be able to read this file. This is my file. I will not be able to read it, see all the content in it like this. Okay? Right. It means this right now, it means it is only the owner that can write into this my file. So if this document that I opened, for example, I am reading it, is my file, and I'm logged in as the owner of this my file, I can add text to it. I can write into it. But if I'm logged in as the group, I will not be able to add text to it like this. It will tell I won't have permission to do that. And then if I have additional X, so if this is an application, for example, I will be able to run the application to start it. So this person will not be able to start it. And then, okay, this one has the permission. So others also will be able to start it because they have the X. It means they can run that particular file.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you understand? Any other question? Let me pick him.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so this binary, I have an issue with how we even first got these 3 zeros, 2 zeros, and 1, and all of that before we even started.
Do you know how I got these ones?
Yes, it was from the read. I hope
yes.
So.
Once it is filled, you just put 1.
Wait, can we run through that too as well? I'm not even sure. I know how you got it.
Even
but you,
please.
You said?
Even I myself, I have issues with those permissions. Apart from the binary digits to the direct permission, the other binary digits, I'm having issue understanding them. If you can come again, please.
Okay, so this 110, I think we got it from the part that this person can read 1, this person can write 1, this person cannot execute 0. Then we come to, that's the owner, right? Then we come to others, a big group.
Yeah.
They couldn't do any. So 0 all through. And then
the simple explanation is just that when you see a letter, it means it's 1. When you don't see anything, it's 0.
0. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so how about the remaining zeros? This plenty in the main binary. Now, how did we
this
get
one?
those?
Yes, so I was just explaining. Once you combine them in threes, because they are always in 3 and 3 and 3, but together here they are in same line. So if you look at it, you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. There's no space, but I'm just spacing it here for you so that you can understand it. Okay.
I'm not sure I knew where you counted. Though. I was just hearing 1, 2, 3. I don't know where your cursor was.
Okay. It's the network. It's okay. Look at 1. Can you see? 2. Can you see?
Yes, that's read just beside the D, right?
Yes, the D means it's a directory.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have read, write, execute. That's the first 3. And then we have another read. And then this one does not have access to write. And then execute. That's another thing. And then we have another 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you understand?
Okay, so altogether, this game.
So altogether, it should be 10. So you have the first one showing what type of file it is, and then 3, 3, 3, making everything 10. So from 2 to 4 is the permission for the owner. From 5 to 7, permission to group, and then from 8 to 10, permission for others.
I'm sorry, I can't see these 2, 5, 10 you're mentioning.
No, I'm okay. Let me expand. Can you see the screen bigger now?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay, so look at, we have this one is the first, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10.
Okay, you're counting straight.
Yes,
just beside along the D, right? Along the 10. Line that has D.
Yes, the D is 1, the R is 2, the W is 3, X
4,
R
5, the dash
this one is
6,
7,
okay. Yeah, R8 dash 9, X 10.
D shows that it is directory. L shows that it is symbolic link. Dash shows that it is a file. That one is done. So we are left with the last 9. And 9, if you would divide them equally among 3 people, it is 3, 3, 3.
Where did we get 9?
Everything is 10, right?
Yes.
I said the first one shows what the file
directory, yes. So we excluded that first one.
We are left with 9. After 10 minus 1 is 9.
Yes.
So if you are sharing 9 amongst 3 individuals, it is 3, 3, 3.
Yes.
Yes. So that is what we did. And then 3 would, everybody has read, write, execute. That's what you should know. Everybody has it. And then you would see everything starts with R. We have read, write, execute, and then the next one is read again. The write for this second person is gone. And then the second person has execute. And then the third one, read.
No write.
The write for this person is gone. And then this person has execute. Do you understand?
Yes. So that means this first person, since he had all the 3, we are allowed. Then how did we get? Okay, wait. Okay, so because we have. How did we now get these zeros? All these 3 zeros on the first line.
So what I'm now telling you now is okay. Calm down. So what I'm now telling you now is we filled this. We have read, write, execute. So anytime you see that the person has a permission, once you see a letter, okay, after that first, remove the first one. We are dealing with the remaining 9 now, okay. So once you see a letter, just represent it with 1, and once you see dash, represent it with 0. And since it is 3, 3, 3, we divide it into 3, 3, 3. So the first 3 for this one, there's letter here, R, you put 1. There's letter W, you put 1. There's no letter for X, you put 0. And then this one 0, 0, 0. And then 1, 0, 1.
I got that line. I think the line I'm having issue is this plenty zeros that is equal to 0. 0, 0, 1 is equal to 1. How did we get all of those?
Primary 1 or okay, forget them. So are you confused right now?
Yes, this is okay. I understand this one. Okay. But that's
so you know how I got this 605? Is because these numbers that I've now generated are binary numbers. Because computer understands only 0 and 1. Okay, so that is why once we don't see anything, we represent it with 0, and once we see something, we represent it with 1. So for us, we understand numbers, which is decimal numbers. Okay, we understand decimal. We use decimal rather. We understand other numbers though, but we use decimal in our day-to-day activities. So it's easier for us to convert that binary that the computer understands. We'll convert it to decimal so we can use it at ease. So this one is converting binary to decimal. This class will end in 2 minutes, and so I will send another link so we can rejoin. So, or let me do that. Okay, or when it ends, I'll just send. Okay, so what I did is just convert this 3 to decimal, and all the long zeros you were seeing was just how I got it, how you can solve it mathematically. But if you cannot solve it mathematically, all you need to do is just find it on your phone. So just say, what is the binary representation of 110 in decimal? You will get it automatically as 6. If you can't solve, and this is how it's been solved. So let me just this one. So how it's being solved? If you have, for example, this 0, 0, 0, okay? Are you listening?
I'm here.
Yes.
0, 0, 0 is equal to 0. Yeah.
Binary is in base 2. Okay, it contains 2 numbers, which is 0 and 1.
And 1.
So we are multiplying all those numbers with 2. With that 2 that it is, right? So we'll do times 2. My light is off.
Which number are we multiplying by 2 now?
All these numbers.
Like all the numbers?
Individually.
Let me get
so
it. Is it the numbers we derived from the array